Good morning, friends. This is for the week of November 22nd, the week of Thanksgiving. Today in worship, we talked about being grateful and singing our praises to God. The psalm was Psalm 66, and I wanted to read one of the verses for us. All you nations is verse 8. All you nations bless our God. Let the sound of his praise be heard. So that's what we're called to do, to fill the world with the sound of our praises to God. So this week, I invite you to think about, what are you grateful for? This has been a hard week. On Monday of this past week, families learned that they had less than 24 hours to have their children go virtual once again if they'd chosen option one. And so many families were scrambling to figure out what they could do. And so how do we still sing God's praises when it feels like the world is just going crazy all the time and things are constantly changing, right? I am a person who loves control, and yet so much is outside of our control. But how do we praise God? This week, we were blessed to have 3 wonderful families share what they are grateful for, what they are thankful for. Mike and Kathy shared. Tim Wright shared on behalf of him and his wife, Kay, who's recovering from the flu, and the Thompson family shared. So I wanted to share a couple of questions that came up as they were sharing about what they're grateful for. Kathy and Mike lifted up important people. Who are those important people in your life that you are grateful for? What people are you grateful for? And what new growth have you experienced this year? Kathy and Mike began dating actually the very before quarantine hit. They came to an event at Smart Mouth Brewery where Andy and several others from our church were playing, and several had gathered. This was before COVID. And that was the first time I met Mike. And so it has just been beautiful to see their relationship blossom and really take on in COVID. They had just started dating at the beginning of COVID. So most of their relationship has been in this new time. How can we be thankful for the little things? Our family, having a roof over our head, having a job if we are blessed to still have a job, having food to fill our bellies. How can we be grateful for those small things and praise God for them too? And what's on your thankful list? As Tim Wright shared about, for most of his life, every Thanksgiving, he shares what he's thankful for, that list. So what's on your list this year? He quoted 1 Thessalonians, "In all things be thankful." So how this Thanksgiving can you express gratitude and thankfulness to God, even in this crazy time of COVID? And God is all around us. God is with us. And so I encourage you, as Tiffany did for her family, to ask each person in your family, what are you grateful for this year? How can we focus on the good things? Of course, those hard things are still there, but how do we praise God even in the midst of the crazy? So I hope that your family is able to do that this week, especially on Thursday. I'm sure for many of us, our plans have changed, right? A couple months ago, we were planning on hosting about 9 people around our Thanksgiving table. And now, who knows what's going to happen? It might just be 2 of us around our Thanksgiving table. If it's nice enough to have people over outside, it might be slightly larger, but we truly won't know until Wednesday or Thursday. So if your family is like mine and the plans are constantly changing, I'm praying for you, praying that you are able to still feel God's presence, even though it might be different. You might be Skyping or Zooming with your family instead of seeing them face to face in order to keep everyone safe. But how do we still express our gratitude? All right, friends, have an awesome week.